Hi guys, going to make a rounded cut-off chisel today. I've got plenty of sort of square ones, but no rounded ones, which are really useful. I'm going to start with this bit of hexagon bar. I think it's from either a cold chisel or a breaker point. We've got a nice heat on the end there, and we're just going to flatten the end out, quite a longish point, and I'm going to let it spread. Not too much, but a little bit more width than the width of the bar. And as you can see, it's already turning round on its own. Try and keep it in the centre, which it's not, so bang, bash the other way. That's it, just about up the centre. And so I don't want it too wide, so I think that's it, keep it a bit narrower, square the edges off, and just keep that very end quite round. You can see it's sort of done it on its own. I'm going to get another heat and just tidy the end up. Just make it round, or rounder. Get it back down again. You'll notice it's sort of thicker at the edges than the actual point, or apex, or whatever you call it, at the point. So that's pretty good. So I'm now going to quench that out as it is, and go over to the grinder and put an edge on it. It's quite an aggressive belt I've got on here. I think it's about 36 grit. So it's pretty rough, but it does tear the metal off. You don't need much pressure. Just guide it round. Looks like this camera today. Focusing on all sorts of things except what I want it to focus on. And it's quite dark in the shop today. So the edges up. And we're about to it, I think. And I will go and just tidy it up with the flat disc. I've got a really fine flat disc on. It won't focus, I think, but can't really tell how it's actually a little bit rough because it is such a coarse disc. So I'm just going to go and touch it on the flat disc. Alright, now I've touched it up, and again you probably won't see, so the damn camera won't focus. I don't know what's the matter with it. I'm going to have a good look at this. But I have cleaned it up with the flat disc, and that's much neater. So now we're going to stick it in the forge and harden and temper it. Now the way I was taught to do this many years ago, when we were doing breaker points and the odd chisel, was get it just under orange, sort of a cherry red, dark cherry red. Then quench it. I'm used to quenching whale oil. See, that's a bit too hot, so I'll let it cool down a little bit. And that's getting there. That's about it there, really. Go on, stick it in. Right. I'm only using water because I haven't got oil, and I don't do much of this sort of thing these days. There you go. Now I'll stick it back in again and get it to what we used to call black heat, where I'm going to use this file to expose the the metal so I can see the colours run down. We used to call it a black heat, where you couldn't actually see it was hot unless you put it somewhere dark. See, that's too hot really, so I'm just going to give it a quick quench. See, now if I put that under the fire, you'd see that that was still red. I'm just going to expose some metal, and then you can't really see on here, but you can watch the colours run down. I mean, you can almost see it going blue, and that's where I want it. We used to do it between straw and blue, depending on what we were doing. 9 times out of 10 it worked, so keep your fingers crossed and see what happens. You can't almost see the colour in there. So I'm going to heat up a bit of bar and give it a go. We've just got a bit of scrap flat there. And of course I forgot to move the camera, so let's do that now. That's it. And we'll give it a go. Beautiful. And look at that. Hasn't touched it. If that was too hard, that would have chipped or shattered. If it's too soft, that would have burred over instantly. So it's worked, and it cuts nicely. That was just a couple of blows. Hope you enjoyed it.